Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. It is a new day and we are going to start covering all the shelves with some doors. So I've been harvesting the 2x4s from the old shelves and cut these guys to the right length. They're just to match the height. Now all I've got to do is put a notch right here on two of them for this guy right here. And we're going to basically put these on edge, sticking out just a little bit, and then that's going to be what we're going to attach the doors to. And one reason I'm doing this on the side is that all the screws for the shelves go in on the front. At least that's how I've been putting them in. And that way I can still change the height of the shelves even with this kind of framework in place. Assuming that makes sense. Alright, got it all framed up. Got the vertical bits. Cut a piece across the top. I had to do it in two, so there's a little bit of a little angle right there. This part, because of the way this sits, couldn't be on the outside because this support was here and this door is already here. But I put it this way, and there should be just enough room to at least get those guys out if I need to. And I did make this removable, so this isn't actually screwed to there, though I guess that wouldn't matter too much. But it just means I need to take this one off if I ever need to change the shelves. But that's okay for now. So yeah, now time to start the doors. And we're going to start with this guy. This is the old one that lived kind of in the middle. It's actually the right height, because this is sideways. I just need to cut it down because it's too long right now. And it'll go right there, and I'm just going to have it hinge up and have some sort of a little bit of a stay to hold it up. Alright, got it cut down. Just nailed that guy back on. So now it's just a little bit narrower. So just got to transfer that hinge onto here and hang it up. That's it up. Just got to put the rest of the screws in and then figure out how I'm going to keep this, held up. Alright, so just picked up a sheet of plywood, so now I'm going to cross cut it to 18-inch widths. That's going to be 18 by 48 because from there to there is 45, so cross those into 18 by 48 and then trim all those at once into into the 45. And the beautiful thing about this is that because all of this is kind of the same, I can just batch them out instead of having to do them one by one. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll cut the little rails for around the perimeter. Alright, now I got my pieces cut. So I've got to cut my vertical pieces. Yes, that's horizontal, but vertical pieces. And those are going to go full length, so 45 inches. So set up the miter saw, cut those. You may notice the ones that I had done before, ignore that, I did wrong. I have the wide part on the bottom and then the top doesn't go through. That's not very traditional, but when I put these together, I didn't know what I was doing. So cut a couple of those to 45. Should need 6 of them. And then we'll cut the horizontal bits. Alright, got all my pieces cut out. So now we've got to measure for our inner piece. So what we're going to do is just simply take the width of 2 of these guys and measure to the edge. It should just be the width of 18 inches minus 3 inches, so it should be 15, but always nice to check. And yeah, sure enough, we're like 30 seconds shy of 15. So now I've just got to cut 6 more pieces to 15 inches, and we can assemble. So now it's time to glue our trim on. Just going to grab a couple pieces like so. Make sure you're doing this on the shiny, smooth side. If you've got a smooth and a rough, it's going to go there like that. And then that'll do that. And that'll do that. So, pardon the messiness of the wood. It's not really the best. But yes, so this is what how it's gonna look. If you wanted to be extra fancy, you could make these the full length and use a dado blade or a router and do a half lap joint. But this is not a functional, like, built to last forever cabinet. It's just to live in the garage, to kind of cover your junk, and to be sturdy enough to kind of screw into and maybe hang some stuff off of it. The plywood itself is pretty much fine. It doesn't need the border, but we do want it to look a little nice. So we're going to start by taking some glue and running some glue along these guys. I'm using Titebond 2. You can use whatever you want. Put the one in and flush it up to the corners. And now we're going to nail it down. So this should be, these nails might be too long, but we'll see. Nope, that's perfect. I'm going to really just tack probably 3 of them in there. And I might do a few from the back because that'll get a little better purchase. But really what we're looking to do is have the glue do the job. The nails are just there to keep it in place while the glue's drying. And if you're wondering, these are 1-inch long 18 gauge brads. Seems to be about right. There, there. Finish that up. And then same sort of thing with the rest. And the other side benefit of actually putting this frame on is it gives us a little bit more meat for our hinges to attach to. But other than that, it's mostly decorative. Cool. Now I'm just going to flip it over and stick some nails from the back side. Perfect. So, one door, and just got to do the others, and then hang them up. All right, time for hinges. So these are the hinges I've used for the rest of them. And normally, if we're going to mount a hinge, I would kind of take it from its closed position, open it up 90 degrees, and stick it on there and use this edge to register it so that it's nice and square. And then we're going to mark at 3 inches. Now, in this case, I'm actually not going to do that because I don't want these doors to kind of pinch in the middle. And I cut them so that they fill a 36-inch space, and it's a 36-inch space. So I'm going to scooch this in so that this end is flush, and that should be okay for this application. If you have a little bit more planning, you make your doors just a little bit smaller, or you have it stick on the outside. But either way, this should be good. So got that lined up. Going to put a screw in. And my other screw. And if I remember, I'll put a link down to these hinges. They're not the greatest, but they're relatively cheap and they get the job done. Alright, now I just got to do the rest of them. Now I've just got to hang it. And there we go, got them all hung. These 3 are the ones we just made. Then, because this width was a little bit narrower, I just had to measure and make this one. Made that one second. So now all we've got to do is make the 2 for right there and install them. So there we go, got the bottom ones installed, left this space open, that way we can just throw stuff in there and the bottoms of the doors don't scrape on the floor. So yeah, now all you gotta do is put some little catches on to keep them from just kind of falling open, and get to decorating. So I've got these style catches with the little rollers and the little tang. I tend to like them for this sort of application, and they're nice and easy to install. Really all I do is kind of hold it up, put this one about where I like it, clip the roller to it, offer it up to the top with one of the doors open, and then just run the screw. Yeah. And then just run the screws in. Easy peasy. And there we go. Got the license plate collection hung up, got the dartboard, and a few other things. So this is ready to go, and I can move on to something else. So that's going to be it for today. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. I clearly have no idea what I'm doing. So there we go. Got them all done. Left the bottom open because you don't really want your doors to